Now, let me get to corporations. See where we are on this hierarchy of law. This down here on the totem pole. All right. What are we talking about when we say corporations? The dead fictitious entity. They operate under laws of the Constitution developed by the sovereign. Meaning, when you're talking about police precinct of whatever, LAPD, Georgia PD, or whatever, whoever's PD, police department, these are under here, dead fictitious corporations. They cannot create laws. They can only create codes, statutes, and ordinances. The codes, statutes, and ordinances here are beneath federal codes and beneath your trust. So when you're talking about the U.S. corporation, the United States corporation, they down here. When you're talking about state of Tennessee, state of Texas, state of Florida, they're all down here. They're not sovereign. Now, if you're talking about Georgia Republic, well, you got a different story. But you're talking about state of Georgia, oh, that's down here. That's owned by Britain. Those of us who know the difference between the U.S. versus the United States of America, anything state of anything, they are down here. They're operating under codes, statutes, and ordinances, and they purposely get you to sign a contract to turn over your God-given rights. What's the contract that you're signing? Oh, the driver's license. That is you turning over your God-given rights, but we learn how to get our God-given rights back. You know, they're even trying to make it difficult when you go to get your driver's license, where they won't even allow you to, or when you sign, they won't allow you to put, was it all rights reserved? They won't allow you to put any numbers on. They try to tell you, oh, that's not your signature, as if they have the right to tell you that. But we learn how to go around that too. We learn how to put things under trust and then put people on notice. You can find the UCC codes online, and then there is a way you can get a full copy, a full set of the UCC codes. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can find them on Cornell. But one of the issues with Cornell is I've noticed that on some of the UCCs, they have started to retract or redact or hide information concerning the UCCs. That's what I'm noticing, because remember, these UCC codes are in harmony and they protect your God-given rights. Well, for whatever reason, on the Cornell University site, I've seen some of the UCCs where the information is hidden, but there is a place where you can get a full set of the UCC codes in a book format. All right, so we'll stay tuned. I'll be able to find that and present that for you as we go on. So you said you talked to the state. Well, who exactly? Because you got to understand, the people who you're talking about, they might not even know what UCC codes are. They give you an answer when they say everyone has their own stare. Listen, UCC codes are federal. The other thing that I need to tell you about federal is worldwide, planet-wide. If there's people who got a post office box or any kind of, they can receive mail from the post office, they are federal. That's federal jurisdiction. And so the thing about federal jurisdiction and it being worldwide, these laws, going back to the federal codes and UCCs. Now, with these federal codes, it's worldwide and all courts across the planet. So if they're talking about a federal court, they got to adhere to these laws right here, or these codes. They got to respect, once again, I told you, you're a guide up here. They got to respect that. Okay, so but getting back to these corporations, they are dead fictitious entities, and they're only operating off of codes, statutes, and ordinances. And when I told you, if you're in a court with these beings down here, you better have your court established up here with your laws that God says. Why? Because all of those laws are going to stand above any kind of code, statutes, or ordinance. So if they're calling you in and they're talking about, oh, she broke the seatbelt law and she was speeding. Okay, those are codes. Those are not even laws. Code, statutes, and ordinances. So you got to know how to operate up here such that, first of all, if you're operating properly, you're not going to end up in court anyway, because court is for dead people, dead persons, All right. So if you're operating properly, you're not going to even end up in court in the first place. But if you do, and you're understanding how to operate up here, then you recognize these are code, statutes, and ordinances. They are beneath your trust. Okay. Next thing, policy or police, corporations, and agencies. Once again, we're going over the hierarchy of law, and we're down here at police, corporations, and agencies. As I told you, any of the PDs, they're down here. They're private agencies. They're private corporations that belong to, they're equivalent to private citizens. They're private agencies of corporations they belong to. So what am I saying? If we got Atlanta, and Atlanta has a police department. We got Georgia. Georgia's got the state patrol. We've got New York Police Department. We've got Los Angeles Police Department. All of those are private agencies. Let me make this clear. They are not government. They are not government. This is how I liken them to. They private citizens running around with a costume and a weapon. They're private citizens running around with a costume and a weapon. And they're highly dangerous because somebody has told them that they have authority that they do not have. They don't have authority to just pull you out the car. They don't have authority to check your car and all. They don't have the authority to do that. And the problem is that we as the people are not holding them. We're not, when you start, the more people start suing these police departments, then they'll start to become kinder and gentler with the people. But somebody has told them that they have a right to just stop you and hold you when legally they do not. They're not even government. Now, when you're talking about a sheriff, maybe. You're talking about a federal agent, maybe. But anybody's police department, these are private agency. And so why is this an issue? Okay, let's understand what's happening now. This is why the more people become knowledgeable about law, the less tyranny these people can put on the public. The more people are knowledgeable about law, the less tyranny they can put on the public. I already told you, federal agents don't have the right to just come up and arrest you unless they saw you commit a crime. 2, they have full reason to believe you committed a crime or about to commit a crime. Or 3, there is an arrest warrant. Other than that, they can't just arrest you just because. And they're gonna make up things and lie about things. But the more you catch them in that, the more you catch them in their lie, then the less they're going to be tyrannical against the public. All right, once again, if you have any questions, and I know somebody, oh, you can't do that because the cops, they gonna do this and that, and they're gonna tase you. They don't have the authority to do that. They're acting as tyrants. They're not government. Once again, they're private citizens. That's all they are. I'm going to give you an example because I have a tendency to talk to sheriffs in different counties. I'm going to go visit them. And I was talking to the sheriff about this one particular case. And he was saying, well, they're not government. He knew that. Because I said, you know that they're not government. Yeah, we know they're not government. And when I say they, he was talking about the police. I was talking to the sheriff. See, this is why y'all have to be a part of the university, because you have to understand these different agencies. There's county, city, state, federal. These are all different entities and they serve different purposes. But if you don't know the difference, you think they all the same, but they're not. If I'm talking to the sheriff, that's government. If I'm talking to a federal marshal, that's government. But a police department for the state or a police department for the city, they are private citizens. Take notes. They're private citizens. Now, why is that an issue? It's because, when you're dealing with these different entities and they're trying to get you to contract with them, if you don't know who you're dealing with, then you start contracting and you thinking, okay, I'm dealing with one people, and you thinking they all the same when they're not. Most of these people, let me rephrase that. Your police departments, they're not government. They're private. And they need you to sign off. They need you to contract with them. They need you to agree to go to prison.